Welcome to God Ours, a podcast and a project specifically designed for all the travelers that come to Italy seeking wellness, spirituality, and the most up-to-date forms of mind and body care.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast of God Ours. I am here with my dear friend, Maya Andreeva. Maya is a Juta healer, a Kundalini yoga teacher, a breathwork facilitator, and a sound bath healer. Thank you, Maya, for coming onto the podcast today. It's so lovely to have you with us.
Awesome to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would love to hear about your journey and share it with everyone in the God Ours community, specifically with the Juta Healing, because it's so fascinating to me. And without giving anything away, it's very powerful and was a transmission that was given to you. Can you talk a little bit about that and share your experience with Juta Healing?
Sure. Well, so my journey with energy healing started when I trained with Reiki. However, I just trained to do it on myself, never aspired to offer it to other people. And years later, I had my experience with plant medicine, specifically ayahuasca, and I was in deep ceremony with the medicine when I woke up. Apparently I had gone asleep or somewhere through the dimensions, and I felt somebody touching me, and I was a little surprised to find out that I was touching myself. When I say touching me, not in any bad way, just there was contact with my body, to my thighs or to my stomach, and I found out that I was moving my hands, or rather my hands were moving but I wasn't moving them, and that's why I thought someone else was touching me, because I did not move my hands with my own will. They were just moving, and they were sweeping off and going in different tapping sequences, and they were going in circles. It was a whole thing. And when I realized what was happening, I started talking to Spirit and Mother Ayahuasca, and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? And long story short, she told me that this is a ancient healing technique, and I was like, oh my God, this is really cool. Can I take this and show it to other people? And she said yes, and I was like, all right, really cool. So how do I learn it? And she said, oh child, you already know it. And I was like, yeah, but is there a teacher I should look for, or is there like a book I should read about it? And Spirit again was laughing at me and saying, you already know that, you're now just remembering. And I asked for what it's called, and you know when you're trying to remember someone's name and it's like on the tip of your tongue, and
yeah.
It's like is it like John, is it James, is it like something, what is it? And that's exactly how I felt when I asked that question. I was like, what is it? Like, I know what is it, but I can't put my finger on it. And then just this name came to me, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's what it is. And I don't even know how it's pronounced in English. I know in Spanish is read Juta because it's written with a J. I call it Juta in English, but I don't really know what exactly, because it's Juta. So I don't know how you would read that, but that's how I connected with it. And then I totally kind of forgot about it. I came back from the retreat that I was and moved on with my life. And I was visiting a friend of mine, and she was going through a hard time, and she said, I know you know how to do Reiki. Would you please do some Reiki on me? And I was like, okay, I haven't done it in a long time, but I think it's like riding a bicycle. You don't forget how to do it. So she lay down on the bed, and I started doing what I knew how to do from my training with Reiki. And then after a little while, it just like started to change. And it was really interesting because I felt like my jaw clenching, and I could feel like my teeth are really together, and then my tongue was pressing on the top of the roof of my mouth, and it was just like this tightness happening, and then my neck was like realigning, and then suddenly I'm feeling this portal opening above me, and then my arms and my hands are starting to move in this weird circles and going up and down. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? To be honest, I got a little scared for a moment there, because I was like, what is happening? Because again, my hands and my arms were moving, but I wasn't moving them.
Right.
And then suddenly I just remembered, because I had totally forgotten about it. And I just remembered, and I was like, oh my God, I do know how to do this. And I was like, how do I know how to do this? And so I did the entire session. I mean, I was there. I don't know who did it, right?
Yeah.
It was the energy that was moving through me, and it was so loving and so powerful and so beautiful. I was not afraid of it at all. And that was my first session that I did for someone, and from there it's just been a beautiful journey with really beautiful experiences for people. People describe it as not all people, but a lot of people have described it as going on a psilocybin trip, because a lot of people see visions.
That's amazing.
Get their answers for things that are bothering them or present in their lives. People connect with loved ones that have crossed over. So it's really, really powerful. And funny story is that when I started offering that, I wasn't really telling my friends a lot about it, because I felt like they would think I'm crazy or weird. However, I'm past that now. But I needed a little bit, I guess, of confirmation for myself.
Yep.
Because when you work with energy, there's nothing really tangible.
Yep.
And you're like, oh yeah, now your chakras are realigned or whatever, right? But the person on the other side is like, but are they? Like, I don't feel much different, like leaving this 1 hour. I mean, people do feel different, but I don't really know how they feel.
Right.
So I really needed a confirmation to know that this is actually working and something is actually happening.
Yeah.
And I had a client who had a cyst on his wrist, and it was kind of like a chronic thing, I guess. I'm not familiar with how cysts works, but apparently you go to the doctor, drain it, and then it comes back.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so he had done that a few times, and then the last time he went to drain it, the doctor said they can't drain it. And that was like maybe a couple weeks before I saw him.
Yep.
And so we did the session for an hour with him, and the next day he texted me and he said that his cyst is halfway gone and he has no pain. And then the day after that, he texted me and he said his cyst is completely gone.
That's beautiful.
And he has no pain at all. And that's been, I don't know, a couple years now or maybe more. maybe 3 years, I don't know. And the cyst hasn't been back.
That is so beautiful.
So that was my go for it. You have to believe in yourself and trust that whatever was given to you, or whatever I awakened to, or whatever I remembered, it's real. It's not something that I'm imagining or going crazy.
Oh, that is an amazing story. Thank you so much, Maya.
And I've done this in person, I've done this virtually on Zoom, and I've done it one-on-one, I've done it with couples, I've done it in larger groups, and it's always as powerful. Of course, when you do it one-on-one, it's a lot more tailored to your personal intentions and personal healing. However, when it's done in groups, we all connect to each other and our energies connect together, and the energy works with all of us at the same time. Even with me, I get healing when I do it. So it's very cool to have a group session and have a few people share their experience, and they're all very different and also very healing for them. And so, yeah, it's
That's
just
great.
incredible. It's literally doing a mushroom ceremony without doing the mushrooms. And the way the mushrooms are connecting with each individual separately and in their own way, because of the personality and the soul and whatever. I feel like that's how Juta Healing works, is the energy comes in and it connects to you. And so everybody's experience is different, even in any plant medicine. Some people could sleep through and still get healing. And people can go on a journey, or, as I said, meet a loved one or whatever. So it's really powerful, and I feel really blessed to be chosen to awaken and remember this. And be able to share it with people, because people are like, oh, you're a healer. I'm like, well, I guess that's what I call myself, but I'm not the one doing the healing.
You're a conduit.
Exactly.
The energy is passing through you.
Exactly.
It's really beautiful what you said about people taking a mushroom journey without taking the mushrooms, because that can be really helpful for people who are having a journey without plant medicine, and they want to transform, but they might not be comfortable taking mushrooms or ayahuasca to know that they can have a similar and equally powerful experience with you is beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Maya, and it's great that you do in person and online. For everyone out there to know that Maya's available. Maya, can you tell us, what is your Instagram? How can people find you?
Sure. My Instagram is at sat.nam.love, and my website is satnamlove.com, and I guess those are the places to find me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Maya.
Thank you for allowing me to share this story with your audience.
Of course. All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Welcome to God Ours, a podcast and a project specifically designed for all the travelers that come to Italy seeking wellness, spirituality, and the most up-to-date forms of mind and body care.